What's up, everybody? Welcome to Marriage Unmastered, where we have real conversations, real things, real problems, real issues, but yet real solutions. It's me, your boy Hen, and I'm here with the lovely, the author, actress, poet, CEO, boss, the one and only, my beautiful wife, Shireal.
What's up? What's up? What's up,
What's
everybody?
what's
Welcome. I feel like it's been a minute since we've been up in here.
mm-hmm. It has, but we back again. So we got a real good, exciting topic for y'all today, and it is divorce really not an option?
It's a good topic.
Yeah,
Let's
it's a
dig into that. Why that topic tonight?
it's an interesting topic. Um, in marriage, you go through things, you go through ups and downs, you cause issues, you cause problems. And I'm speaking from my perspective from this marriage. I did something, caused some issues in our marriage, and it caused a lot of turmoil, caused a lot of problems, and it was definitely my fault. I acknowledge that, and I give that it was me. And the thing about this topic is divorce really not an option is because the topic of divorce came up, and it came up to from a point of like, this not gonna work. We might not make it. And those words were extremely tough to hear. Needed? I'll say, yeah. Deserved? Yeah. Did I want it to happen? Absolutely not.
Did you want what to happen?
Meaning like the possibility of divorce.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what do we think happens with when certain actions happen? Do we think about consequences?
Well, actions absolutely do have consequences. I don't think nobody thinks about the consequences until they hit you.
I feel like that's a very immature mindset. As a grown woman, if I do something, I'm definitely thinking, what are going to be the ramifications of this action?
Well, when I say you don't think about the consequences, it's like you don't attach it to yourself until it hits you, if that makes sense. It's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, really?
Again, I think
Like,
that's a very immature way of going about life.
that's not an immature way about going about life. I'm saying, like, sometimes I'm just saying, you never know, like, what it can be until it really, really hits you. Like, oh my God, like, dang. And I'm not downplaying the consequence. I'm just saying, like, sometimes it's just like that. Like, you like, oh my God, like, you don't realize you in a jam until you really in a jam. I'm just talking like in the general sense term of anything. What do you? So I have a question for you.
Sure.
So when you think about this topic, is divorce really not an option? What comes to mind from your perspective?
I think that it's easy to say it's not an option when you're both actually living a married life, when you're both actually thinking about the ramifications of your actions, when you're both actually considering, if I do this, how is this going to affect my marriage and my partner? But if you're both not considering those things, and one of us is out here living life however we want to live life, then it definitely makes the question sound a little bit more feasible.
Meaning that it
Yes,
can be an
it can be an
option.
option, because ultimately you have to think about, is this best for me? Is this best for my growth and for my mental health and for my children to witness this. I have a daughter. Am I raising her to think it's okay for somebody to say they're in a relationship with you, but be out here doing something different? So it's important for me to make decisions based on those things. I can't just say, oh, divorce is not an option because, I don't know, like those things have to matter. So if I don't feel like if my mental health is in jeopardy, or if I feel like my peace has been disrupted, or now where I should be focused on my family and my career and joy and happiness and peace, I'm focused on nonsense. Yeah, divorce definitely becomes an option, because what we're not going to do is disrupt what's happening over here. Like, this right here is my number one priority, because I have to be good for my kids and I have to be good for me. So yeah, divorce becomes an option when all those things are disrupted all at once. Yeah, 100%.
Does it have the possibility of changing from becoming a top option to rethinking, or not rethinking, but thinking about the whole landscape of a marriage and both sides, and maybe changing from it being an option to working through those issues over time with, say, prayer, with counseling, with therapy? Is there a possibility that it can change?
I think that is an individual question, so I can only speak for myself,
Okay.
because everybody's level of tolerance is different, right?
Yeah.
Like, I've always had zero tolerance. Like, I've never had a lot of tolerance for things, like, ever. Like, I just always been a person like, don't work, walk away. Not working, try something else. So that really hasn't changed about me. Like, I think children has made me more tolerant, but they're children.
Yeah.
So, it's my duty to teach them right and wrong. So I have to be tolerant. But when it comes to grown folks, my tolerance level is still really close to zero. Like, so for me, I think anything is an option, but I think it also depends on like who the person is and do they deserve it, right? Like, do they deserve my grace? I'm not God. I never pretend to be. I'm not perfect, right? So, like, what the grace that God has for us, I don't have that same grace. Like, that's not. He ain't built me like that. So it's. I don't know. It's.
That was
I
that
think.
was No, go ahead. That was my Go ahead, but I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
piggyback
Go.
off. That was
Go.
my next thing, actually, talking about like, is there room for grace for that individual, that person, me? Is there grace for me? And you don't have to answer now. I'm just saying,
Right.
like, in general, is there room for grace? Because
I
it
think the fact that I'm sitting here with you here right now is a lot of extending of grace, right? Like, but what is your expectation of my grace at this point? Like, I think right now, the fact that we're sitting here having a conversation is an extension of grace, right? Um, but it depends on what your expectation of my grace, and grace might grow depending on your actions, depending on time, right? It
Yeah.
takes time, right? Again, I'm not God, so I'm just taking it day by day here, but you know,
There, I'll say this, like, there's no, and I'm trying to word it in a certain way where you can, I'm clear in what I'm trying to express.
mhm.
There's no expectation of grace. I look at it as like there's hope, and every day that grace is extended, that builds more hope, more faith to rebuild, to restore. It won't erase the pain. It won't erase the mistake. The wounds are there. It won't erase the wounds. But I hope that every day grace is extended and not taken for granted, that hope just continues to build into a better me, a better us.
Mm-hmm. I mean, cool. Like, I mean, awesome. I don't know, like, ultimately, like, if we just bring it back to the topic, right? Is divorce really an option? Like I said, I think what it comes down to is respect, right? It really all comes down to respect. Like, okay, so the situation occurred. We can't do anything about that at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
It comes down to respect, but it also comes down to action. I think so. It's like a two-part thing that's happening here, right?
Okay.
Like, so in my mind, it's like our relationship has been disrespected, like disregarded, disrespected, like just completely obliterated. Like, I don't even know how to look at this anymore. But so our relationship is in turmoil, right? So that disrespect has just put us in a turmoil, right? So now it's about action. Like, your words are saying, I hope we can work this out. Like, let's move forward. Let's work it out. But
I said every day of that grace is extended, it builds
it
hope
builds hope, right?
that restoration
But
can happen.
I think there has to be like action behind like the hope, right? I can't just hope I'm gonna make $1 million, but I don't get up and work at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't just hope, that we're gonna, I don't know, like, I can't even think right now. Like, I can't just hope for something without action behind it, right? So ultimately, it also comes down to, okay, cool, you say you want to work it out, but like, how are you showing me that, right? Because like at this point, that disrespect like led to me not believing anything that you say. So your words are so minimal, like you really don't even have to speak. It's like I'm only focused on what you're doing. That's it. Like the things that come out of your mouth, it's like,
Got you.
but like your actions, that's how I pay attention to your actions.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that hope and that grace is an extension of what you're doing, what your actions are.
Yeah. What they say? Actions speak louder than words. Definitely.
Hmm. So I mean, divorce is an option. It's an option, and ultimately it comes down to like anything else, I guess, the work that you're gonna put in. And I hate to keep saying because right, like the work that has to be put into making it work.
Mm-hmm. I don't believe that divorce is an option. It shouldn't be. It's not for me.
It's easy for you to say on the other side of this conversation, though,
It's
because if it was me, would you still be saying that?
I would. Because I look through a different lens. Same lens as you, but for me it will be different.
Okay.
Cause I didn't get married to get divorced.
I didn't get married to get what I got either, but
True.
it came. Mary had a little lamb.
True.
So,
But I do look at our vows even more so now than ever. For better or for worse. For sickness and in health.
For honoring and loving. Those things didn't matter. But we get to use the other things
They
and
mattered.
hold those.
They mattered.
Okay.
I'm not going to do everything right.
None of us are. I'm not sitting here pretending to be perfect. I never pretend to be perfect. I think it's very clear. I've always been very clear I'm not perfect. Even on this podcast, like I'm very transparent about who I am.
Yeah.
So nobody's saying nobody's perfect.
No.
However, there are certain
not trying to-
things.
I'm not trying to insinuate that with that statement. All I was saying was for me.
Okay. Cool. Get it. I get it.
So
I think-
again, oh, go ahead. I'm
No,
sorry.
you go.
No. You go.
I think, like, again, I'm just going to keep trying to reel it in here. At the end of the day, it really comes down to each individual and their level of tolerance, right? Because like you said, let's bring it back to the vows, right? For better, for worse, for in sickness and in health, right? So for us, this is probably the worst time, right?
I would agree.
Okay. So now I have to, look at the fact that, all right, I did say for better or for worse. But I feel like there's this other part of that. There's this like, we're in the worst. And now I have to go through my process of how to get through that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So we're this is the worst so far. Who knows what could happen later? But at this point, this is the worst. But even if I decide, like, you know what, divorce ain't no option. We got to figure this out. We got to work it out. I still have to heal. And so whatever that process looks like for me, I need to be able to go through that.
Mm-hmm.
So if today I feel like it's an option, like, let me have that moment. Like, I need to process. I need to figure out what I have to figure out for me, right? So, this is my process. My process is like get laser focused on Shireal.
Mm.
Like I can't even really, like it's hard to even give you grace because I'm not focused on you. Like you do whatever you're going to do. And if your actions happen to catch my attention, that's great for us and our marriage. But if your actions are like something that I don't care to pay attention to, again, I'm laser focused on me and my children. So ultimately, it comes down to action.
Mm. Okay.
And I think I've also been extremely clear with you about what I need to see. I've been very clear about what I need to see. And y'all might think I said something crazy to him, but it was very, can I tell them what I've told you? Are you okay with that?
Go ahead. I think I know what you
Like
what you about to
my
say.
whole thing for you right now, for me, is I need you to figure out what that thing is for you to be a better you.
Yeah. Got
Like,
you.
like the same way I'm like laser focused on Shireal, I need you to kind of get laser focused on you. Because whatever sent you that way, I feel like it's something that you got to figure out. And unless you figure that out, unless you become this better version of yourself, like I am doing, then I don't think we'll ever really meet again on the same
On that same level.
level. Yeah. So that's all I could say for me.
Okay.
So we love to hear from you though.
Yeah.
I know it's people out there whose marriage hasn't always been in the up and up. We would love to hear from you. Like, at this point, we need advice. I have no advice to give. So I would love to hear from my fellow married people who have been through the for better or the for worse. That's what we built this platform for.
Oh yeah, we
So,
definitely did. Appreciate y'all for listening. Thank you. This is Marriage Unmastered. Is divorce really not an option?
see you next week.